The Fishing Paper Show is proudly brought to you by United Fisheries, bringing fresh fish to your plate.
Hello and welcome, I'm Crimpy, and coming up on the show we have Sky Cowboys take to the air for the salmon roundup. We have Kingfish with a penchant for body piercing and a lot more, but first I'd like to welcome to the shed this evening my special guests. We have on the far left Mr Mark Preston, back again.
G'day Crimpy.
Becoming nice to have you on the show.
Great
and Steve Terry, welcome.
Hi Crimpy, how are you?
Good, nice to have you back. You're nice and relaxed.
Thank you, certainly am.
Not nervous?
No, not at all.
Good, yeah, and because you've got no reason, wait on, sorry, beam me up, Spotty, I'm sorry, it's happened again. Things have gone terribly wrong. Now, I would just like to assure viewers that no humans were hurt or injured in any way in the filming of this clip.
Thank you, Crimpy. No comment.
Dance of the devil. Dance of the devil, no comment.
So it slipped out of my hands.
Things have been busy for you?
Yeah, they have.
Yeah, so
yeah,
first of all, I'd like to apologise for including that clip. It was purely by accident.
No, yeah, I'm just used to it now, actually.
Yeah, you
It's
are.
fine.
You take it well. You've got broad shoulders. Yeah, like the rest of you, very broad. Okay, no, anyway, on a serious note, so what have you been doing? You've been away from Christchurch rescuing...
Yeah, spent the last couple of days down at McRae's Flat Gold Mine. There's a rainbow trout hatchery that Otago Fishing Game managed down there. Yeah. And they've kindly donated in the last 3 weeks 150,000 rainbow eggs. So hopefully that'll go into stocking various lakes and rivers around Canterbury and hopefully the rest of the South Island if all goes well.
Okay, and welcome to Mark Preston too. You're a keen salmon angler, so I suppose this time of the year you start to think salmon.
Oh, I do, Crimpy, yeah. We start to get a bit excited. Another month from now and the first fish will be just starting to sneak in the river. Yeah. They won't really be getting fish for probably a month later than that, but the keenest anglers might be out looking for that early one. Okay,
well, we're leading into the season, so when is the actual best time? When's the big, when is the prime peak or prime time of the season?
Well, the best time is when the majority of fish are in the river system and available to the anglers. I mean, you'll get fish coming into the mouth area and over a period of time. So that returning run is really from October through to March, April. The last fish will be coming into the river systems. So the bulk of the fish are available as good condition fish in that peak December, January, February month period.
All right, we're talking salmon and it's time to get down to the nitty-gritty, so it's part of the show we've all been waiting for, to show us your tackle. Righto, Presto, show us your tackle.
Let's talk salmon, shall we?
Yes. All right, let's see what you've got.
Well, here's a range of salmon gear that we have got, and it does vary. Traditionally, people were always using what we had as spoons. Just something we used to fish. The secret to fishing for salmon, of course, is fishing very deep in the water column, so the concentration is on getting down nice and deep and having gear that's heavy enough to do so. We either do that with a spoon, which is something that's obviously just going to spin, and we fish that in conjunction with a lead sinker to get it down. But the most popular lure for fishing in the river system is the old Z spinner. Traditionally, the silver colour, but of late there's been a lot more advancement in usage of the colours. The white and the yellow. I have my own theories on colour usage, and white is something I certainly adopt a lot for the clearer watercolour, the yellow for the dirtier watercolour or low light conditions. And when we fish the sea, where the priority is to cast a long way, for those salmon anglers that are standing right on the beach fishing into the surf, which is a great environment to fish for salmon when you're catching the very freshest of the returning fish, we're going to use Tices. So again, both of these lures just have a swimming type motion, just to antagonise the fish and induce a strike. But we are seeing, as I say, a changing market. There's all sorts of weird and wonderful things coming in, and as long as you get down to that nice deep zone in the water column, you've got a chance of catching a fish.
Well, the salmon aren't feeding though, are they? When they're down there, they're swimming up the river. They're not feeding.
No, in the marine environment, in the surf, you'll often catch fish that have been feeding. It's not uncommon to see them spewing up small herrings and juvenile mullet. But yeah, pretty much once they're in the river system, they're not feeding. It doesn't mean they don't. It's an arguable point.
Yeah.
Company whether they're enticed to thinking it's a natural food source, or whether it's just out of antagonism and frustration that they bite it.
With the sea fishing, there's been a big growth in technology, and like plastic lures and things, rubber lures, and that have really paved the way for sea fishermen. Do you see that sort of making inroads into the rivers, freshwater fishing?
I believe so, without a doubt. I mean, the realism that's associated with these types of lures has to be captivated and embraced by salmon anglers. Hasn't really happened yet, but we have had the market dominated by scented baits. Now, Fish and Game have deemed that scented baits are a bait. Now, we're not allowed to bait fish for salmon, other than in the Kaiapoi River in the Canterbury region. But we have now in the market a whole lot of unscented baits, particularly these types of brands, the Storm brand, and they can be widely used for salmon. And for those people that are aware of the saltwater techniques for bouncing a plastic jig, they'll soon be able to adapt those for salmon fishing. They are perfect for fishing the bottom of the river and getting that maximum amount of action out of a lure. So I'm going to give these a fair old crank this year, and I think they'll take off.
Well, I think they'll take off too, because that's something that I'm going to try this year. Having caught my salmon last year, I tell you what, it did whet the appetite, and I'm keen to get back out in the water. But it's time for a little bit of testosterone, and we can have a change from fishing with the viewers vid this week. We go hunting. Send us your viewers' vids to PO Box 9001 Annesbrook, Nelson, or email us a YouTube link to crimpy@extra.co.nz. Okay, and when we come back, Arlie's back with some more easy electronics, and Steve Terry takes to the air with his abacus.